let's turn our attention now back to California. We've been showing you highlights from a preliminary hearing in the fugitive ex-Marine murder case for Raymond R.J. McLeod. He's accused of strangling 30-year-old Crystal Mitchell to death back in 2016. He's pleaded not guilty, and he says that Mitchell died accidentally during rough sex. Still with us is criminal defense attorney Eric Schwartzreich. Thanks so much for being with us, Eric. I want to ask you about your thoughts on this case because there are many layers here, and we've had two witnesses that we've listened to. One who can talk about how desperate this defendant was to get out of Dodge when he went to the bar to get his credit card, paid the money to pay his tab so he could catch a plane. This while the victim was in the bed of his friend's home after this altercation, and he's claiming, oh, it was an accident.
There's certainly a lot going on here. And what we have today is that we're seeing this preliminary hearing, and there is no jury in there, keep in mind. It's a vehicle under California law. Other states have it. Here in Florida, probable cause hearings, we refer to them as often, where you're to determine, you take a test drive, if you will, of the prosecution's evidence. The prosecution might be able to see their witnesses, how they act, how they respond, have they overestimated. The defense gets to see some of the prosecution's hand. You're seeing a lot of this, but here, sometimes if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. What we did see in this preliminary hearing were, witnesses that, even though some might say it's character evidence that can't come in to show that the defendant acted in propensity with his character, we are seeing allegations of other acts that play into the defense in this case, that this was rough sex. The prosecution called witnesses that have engaged in other consensual rough acts. They even called a witness who, you talk about Chris Darden moments in courtroom, who they asked to identify the accused, and you looked around the courtroom and he couldn't identify him. I mean, that moment, if you will, almost went over like a fart in church, for lack of a better term. And while there's no jury there, prosecution is overplaying their hand. The judge is still going to allow this to go forward, as we see. But the prosecution, what they're putting forward, these witnesses, they can play into the defense's hand. And what we do as defense attorneys, we take their evidence, we embrace it, and we make it ours.
And that is what the defense is clearly doing, especially with that last witness, the lieutenant who was talking about those prior relationships that this defendant was in. Eric, stand by.